I'm going to talk about insurance, which is perceived to be quite boring, so the odds are against me. I founded Legitech about a year and a half ago to help large enterprise insurance companies to go digital. All of you are consuming insurance in different ways. Most of you are doing it in a very traditional way, which involves a lot of paperwork, a lot of insurance agents, brokers, basically a very boring, very time-consuming and very annoying process. This is how I do it. This is how my father used to do it. I'm not sure about my grandfather because I didn't have a chance to speak to him about that before he died, but I'm pretty much sure it was the same. The reason it takes so long is because most insurance agencies or most insurance companies are running legacy mainframe systems that were developed 30 or 40 years ago. So it takes about 9 to 18 months to come up with a new insurance product, and that's very difficult for them to compete. Now, Omer, the co-founder of Legitech, and I have spent more than 15 years helping large enterprise insurance companies and large banks to better understand their antiquated IT environment. We've developed a static code analysis product called EasySource, which we sold to IBM in 2016. Through that period, we've learned a lot about the complexities that insurance companies are challenged with, and we thought that that's a very interesting market. Now, a lot of people have been talking to you about how to get rich fast and finding opportunities and whatever. Well, I don't believe in getting rich fast. I believe in getting rich. It takes some time. You know, if you're lucky, it will take less time. If you're unlucky, it won't happen. But most people don't get it fast. So we spent another couple of years at IBM learning about blockchain. And then we kind of put the two and two together. And we came out with a Legitech solution which helps large enterprise insurance companies go fully digital and come up with new insurance products in 1 to 3 days rather than 9 to 18 months. And I will explain why it's important. So our solution is blockchain-based, or DLT, distributed ledger technology. It sits on top of the traditional policy administration systems, and it helps insurance companies to communicate with its ecosystems, customers, partners, competitors in a way which is secured and transparent. It helps transforming the whole process of buying insurance and issuing claims into a fully digital experience, which it isn't today. And I can share some of my experience. Both of them involve a certain brand of Japanese car, which I happen to like. I happen to own 2 of them, one in Israel, one in Greece. And while I was traveling to Greece, someone smashed the window of my car in Israel and stole a few things. So I did what any person does, and I called my insurance agent, said, no problem, you have coverage for glass, just we'll send someone over to take your car and replace it. Well, it turned out that I have a coverage for original windshields, which weren't in stock. So it took about a month and a half of talking to the insurance agent, talking to the insurance company, talking to the car manufacturer, talking to the spare parts dealership, until I managed to get my car fixed. It involves a lot of calls, faxes, filling out reports, telephone calls, annoyed telephone calls. In fact, the only guy that was happy with that was my son, because he got to drive the temp car I got from the dealer. So I was very happy with that. But this is not how insurance should happen. And what's happening today with our solution is that customers are getting a fully digital application, which they can use in order to file claim, file first notice of loss, take photos of the damage that happened to the car. Then we use smart contracts in order to analyze this and see whether the conditions of the policies are met, whether they were driving in the right area, where there is coverage for the policy, whether parts that are not covered by the policy were damaged, and so on and so on. Now, this is done in a few seconds, in opposed to a manual process which could take days. We also use AI to analyze the damage that happened and try and assess how much it's going to cost the insurance agency or the insurance company. Based on this assessment, we either offer an immediate settlement or we send a damage appraiser, and so on and so on. So this process can take minutes to hours versus weeks and months. And this is what makes the whole solution interesting and competitive. We're using blockchain because that's the best infrastructure to share information between parties that don't fully trust each other, but still need to exchange information. For example, several insurance companies who would like to check no-claim bonus, who would like to understand whether someone who is applying for an insurance policy is eligible for a discount. And they wouldn't want to do it in the traditional way because then they have to expose the details of the person who's actually approaching them. Using a blockchain infrastructure, all this information is hashed, so basically they get the history without actually exposing their intentions, selling an insurance policy to a customer of one of their competitors. So this is called co-petition, and the blockchain infrastructure is great for that. Now, the reason this has become interesting over the past couple of years is thanks to two trends. First one was a lot of insurance companies, insurtech startups who are offering new ways to purchase insurance, companies like Lemonade, Next Insurance, Hippo, and so on, which are doing an automated underwriting, so they will sell you an insurance policy in 5 to 7 minutes without having to speak to an agent. Their claim to fame is that they will settle 60% of the claim in less than a minute, which no traditional insurance company can do. And the whole process is friendly, efficient, and caters to the millennials who are becoming the next generation of insurance consumers. The other trend is the large vendors like Google, Amazon, Apple, etc., who are also offering insurance. The largest P&C program for devices is AppleCare. Most people don't really know that, but you know, Apple is one of the largest insurance providers. You can insure anything that you buy on Amazon today, and these guys understand that they're looking at a huge market. So because of that, they're having their own IT groups that are focusing on insurance, and this puts pressure on traditional insurance companies, which makes them, of course, look into two ways to solve the problem. One is, of course, technology, and the other one is marketing. So they're looking at end-to-end digitalization of the whole process, being able to offer simple, high-volume, low-price point insurance products, which their IT systems cannot support today. They're looking for minimal human involvement, lowering cost, increasing speed to market, and basically offering new insurance models. Now, we've started about a year and a half ago with some of our design partners like AXA, SoftBank Insurance, Standard Bank Insurance, and so on, to work on several use cases. We started with health insurance in the Asian market, where the process is today 90% manual. And we started with motor insurance in India with Bharti AXA. as we started talking to more and more design partners, we realized that there is a demand for new types of insurance, new business models. So peer-to-peer insurance, pet insurance, travel insurance based on blockchain and so on, to the point where you don't even have to file a claim. If your flight was delayed above a certain time, we'll get details from the FAA database or wherever geography you're flying, and we'll settle the claim before you even filed it, because we use smart contracts for that. And another model is the peer-to-peer insurance, which basically allows the community of certain individuals with certain common denominators, like a hobby, let's say Harley-Davidson Club and so on, to be able to choose which of these members they're going to insure themselves, sharing the risk, but also sharing the cost. Now, doing that allows insurance companies to A, save money on operational cost, and B, be more efficient. And by doing that, they can share the savings with us, the consumers, and offering us some more competitive products, more competitive prices, new models like pay-as-you-go, and so on. So it makes the whole process more interesting, more technology-oriented, and more focus for digital marketing. So this is basically the LedgerTech solution and how we look at the insurance industry. A lot of attempts have been made to apply blockchain and DLT on various areas. A lot of attempts have been done to do it in insurance. But very few have managed to find a solution which actually uses blockchain as something inherent and something that is really needed for the solution, and not just something which is hyped. So thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, I'm here during the day.